Welcome, everyone. It is December 20th, 2022. No, it isn't. Today, the 22nd. Oh, thank goodness. I was using Tuesday's agenda. Yes, it is the 22nd, 2022 at 10:01 a.m. And I'm calling this meeting to order for the North Idaho Fair Board Quarterly Update. In attendance are Commissioners Brooks and Duncan. Are there any changes to the agenda?
No.
Okay, hearing no changes, we'll go ahead with item number 1, and this is our Firehouse MOU progress report and funding timeline. Alexia?
Yeah, I just wanted to update you guys on legal has reviewed the MOU and approved that we move forward with its execution. I would ask that we do that, but I don't believe it is an action item on this agenda, so we might have to move to another one.
We can actually put it on for Tuesday's business meeting,
Okay.
so we have time to do that.
Yeah, wonderful. So
Okay.
That's exciting to get that one done and out of the way. Thank you for all the efforts.
Yeah. All right. Anything on that? Did you want to talk about,
Capital?
well, no, because I was thinking Chief Way is here. Did we want an update on the fire station, or is that?
Have it as item number 4.
Oh.
No,
Fire
those are,
station. Oh,
yeah.
yeah, fire station, okay.
yeah. So you'll need to push the little button there, and it'll pick you up wherever you're at.
Hi, Chris Way, Fire Chief, Kootenai County Fire and Rescue. Thank you, Commissioner, for the opportunity. And so we've made it through most of the processes, and we've started site work now, actually, as of 2 weeks ago. So very excited to do that. The weather this week has probably slowed us a little bit. You know, we get a schedule every week of things that are going to get accomplished, and all of the things that were going to be accomplished this week were underground, and none of those have been accomplished because the ground is now frozen because it's 0 degrees out. So hopefully next week, with the weather warming back up, they're going to be putting in gas lines and trenching sewer lines and septic lines and things like that next week. And then the last piece of the process is the building. We have the site permit, the building permit, and we had to answer one question on an egress door, and I believe that has been answered. I haven't heard this morning, but it was in the process of being finished up yesterday. So we anticipate the building permit either by the end of tomorrow or the beginning of next week. And they're on track. They can't begin the building. Part of the site work is the foundation, and they're on track to begin that part of it. The site work will take through February 5th, and then they'll begin foundation and footings.
Okay, great. Hi, Chris.
Yeah, how are you?
Good. All right, we're just finishing up item number 1. Chief Way was giving us an update on the building of the fire station. So.
Yep, I heard the tail end of it. Thank you.
Okay, good. All right, now I think we can go to the capital improvement plan for 2023.
Yeah, so we are very busy. We're looking for a busy 23 as well. So with our capital plan for this year, we're working on our budget, approximately $600,000 in capital improvements to the facility. So the Firehouse entry off of Kathleen is going to be one of those larger ticket items. The roof on the Jacqueline building, thank you to your support, we're able to get that one going with the goal of it getting done in July, just before the fair. So fingers crossed. Completion of our chill zone, which is the newest VIP zone. That's already proven to be a great location. So as we finish it up, I think it'll be an additional spot for revenue, which is great. Much needed forklift is on the list. Infrastructure improvements, continued arena footing improvements. Good news on the arena footing. All the efforts we went through this year with our partners and the funds the Fair Board put into it this year, we did win Best Footing of the Year with the WPRA, which is through PRCA. And it's a voted position by all the barrel racers that come and participate in. So that was really exciting. It's actually a huge award for us.
Tony, did you need me?
Additional livestock bins is another thing. So among other stuff, that's just some of the highlights of what we're looking to do. But the overall cost looks like it's going to be about $600,000 of investing.
Okay, great. Chris, you may want to mute yourself until you're ready to speak.
Will do.
Okay, any questions for Alexia on the 2023 capital improvement plan?
I don't have any. No, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, then we can go on to livestock program changes for 23.
Yeah, so we've been working really hard, actually for about a year now, to try and get this to change a little bit. The Fair Board has formed a new livestock committee, which will lead the efforts on the youth stock show and sale during the North Idaho State Fair. This will greatly assist a 4-H program that is understaffed through the university and create another avenue for the youth in Kootenai County and Shoshone County to participate in our fair youth show and sale. Through FFA, an independent route, or the 4-H route. So we're really excited to get that off the ground. It does kind of model some of the other larger fairs in the nation. So we just hit that growing pains portion, and we're really excited to launch this. We think it'll help insulate and support those programs as they continue to grow as well.
Okay, good. How did the open class, that's not the right word.
You're correct.
Okay,
It went well. What is it, our second year of doing a lot of those, so it is growing. Dairy goats is really where we get the most numbers. In fact, the goat program as a whole is very popular right now, so, but yeah, we're gonna continue to grow those programs for a while, and let me just, this is a fun little side note, we will have piglets at the fair this year, so we're gonna do a piglet palace, and so we're just trying to continue to grow. We know that people love the animals there, and that's one thing we always get requests for, so
will
we're
they
trying to
get,
make that happen.
will people get to touch the piglets?
Maybe. Depends on how old they are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if it's an 80-year-old, they would be able to, but a 10-year-old wouldn't?
No, I mean the
I
age
know.
of the piglet.
kidding. Yes, I did know you talked about the age of the piglets. Okay, well, that's kind of exciting. Any questions about the livestock program changes? Okay, hearing none, we can go on to item number 4, and this is the 22 Fair Kootenai Fire and Rescue standby charges. So we had received a bill and then had lots of communication, and it never came before the board. So we're kind of hoping you would update us on where this bill is, if it's been paid, and what we're.
So I think we can speak to this one together a bit. In June of last year, they came to us and said, hey, and maybe you can explain the first aid, the way it worked in the past.
Sure. So previously, we had always used on-duty crews, but as we got busier and busier, we were either having to leave the fairgrounds and leave them uncovered, or we had delayed response times because we were using an on-duty crew. And so we came to Alexia and said that we didn't feel that was a sustainable model anymore, and that we needed to move towards, if they wanted dedicated staffing, and some of the events require staffing, and some of it is they just desire us to have an open first aid booth while the fair's in operation. And so we came up with an estimate, and actually the billed amount ended up being a little lower than the estimate we first gave her. So that basically what we did was figure, we're not charging for the engine or the ambulance, we're just charging for the 3 overtime people that we have to hire back those days. And we had 4 people on duty. We also have a chief there every day, and the chief is a salaried employee, so we don't charge for that. But we did charge for the 3 people that were on overtime to staff the fair from noon to a minimum of 10 o'clock, and if it was later because of an event. So the night of the rodeo was later, and the night of one of the concerts I know was later than 10 o'clock. That's where the charge comes, is those 3 people for that 10 to 12 hour block every day.
Okay.
And history of this is it's traditionally, well, the fees prior to this have always been paid by the county. So we had pushed that forth to, what have we been doing?
Leanne.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it needed to come on a business meeting and needed to be addressed because we didn't budget for it. And so has the bill been paid for 22?
No.
No. Okay.
Partially, so I can just speak to that.
Okay.
So the,
Say who you are.
Pete Hawley, EMS Division Chief, Kootenai County Fire and Rescue. So we have received payment for the standby event portion. We've separated out Like Chief Way mentioned, the off hours that were not directly connected to a standby. So, and we have received payment for those. for
Okay,
those
yeah,
hours.
because that's what we had budgeted for.
Correct.
So to handle this, I'm not sure where we'd get the funds from since we didn't budget. And then coming forward in 23 is also going to be an issue because we didn't budget for that either. So, Chris, Bill, thoughts?
I think we should, excuse me, take that up at a regular business meeting, and all three of us discuss where and why and what we might do.
Okay, Chris?
I'm sorry, this is Chris. Didn't Chief Way present this to us back in June?
No.
We presented it to
Did
him
we
the
not
last-
take it up then?
It's,
So it was out of my budget as well, and as they presented it to us in June. We did submit it to the county with our traditional bills, and this piece of it got kicked back to us,
Right.
saying we need additional discussion because it was out of budget.
Right, so that's when it has to be on a business meeting, come before the board so we can approve this and find a funding source.
Okay.
Yeah. So do you have were there enough additional funds or anything to cover part of it from the fair?
I will say if we have to cover it, we can cover it. And I told them that from the beginning.
Okay,
However, as it's been done in the past, and it's been externalized from the Fair Board by way of 22206 and 22209, I would say that this would stay with the county.
sure.
We could further address that if you'd like as well.
Sure. Well, just because we weren't told. I mean, we can't just approve something like that. It has to come before the board and do that. So I think that's the piece that was missing, is to get it on a business meeting, which I think Leanna's emails kind of indicated, like, you got to bring this before the board kind of thing. So, yeah. So at this point, you're going to put the MOU on for Tuesday as well, right? Or whenever you need it on, so we can also address this.
Okay.
And then, I mean, my thought would be, you guys cover 22, we cover 23, because we haven't budgeted for it, so now we're looking at,
For it either. So
Right.
regardless, it's out of somebody's budget.
right, so, but we can have the discussion on Tuesday. So, do that. Chris, Bill, any more questions?
I think that's a good idea, and I think it should be thoroughly discussed. The fair is very important, as we all know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm fine with that. We can take it up at a business meeting.
Okay. All right, anything else?
It just leads to 23.
Right, but we'll handle it on Tuesday.
business
Or
meeting as well.
whatever business meeting you want to do. If you're not here Tuesday, you can put it off till the first Tuesday in January or whatever. We're flexible. I mean, I don't want these guys to have to wait too much longer.
and I would be, I mean, we're fine waiting. We knew 2022 now, I feel like we did give 2023 plenty of, and if you need us to communicate directly to you, that's news to us because we've always communicated
Sure.
directly with the fair. So,
Yeah.
I apologize if we missed a step in communicating directly to you. That's not something we've done with this
Right.
particular path.
Well, knowing in June, it should have come before us because we were still in budget season. And to say, hey, we've got this extra charge coming, please budget for it. We could have easily done that.
Yeah.
But,
And I will apologize. I feel like there was a lot of communication going back and forth about it. To not have everyone aware is a little bit surprising to me that it's not.
right, well, it's not,
Submit all the bills as a whole.
Right.
And then we were asked for itemized, and we went through this process for a while.
right, so it's not my staff's job to put it on a business meeting.
I understand
I
that.
think that's where the breakdown and communication probably failed. But
That I
we've
apologize.
got a path forward and we'll handle it. So, all right,
And I would just, I think we're willing to work with the 2022 piece because it was new to us too, but I think moving forward, and there can be discussion on expectations. If you want to look at the events that need standbys are often required by their governing bodies to have standbys, and that's kind of non-negotiable, I guess, because they won't have the event unless we have crews there. But if you want to look at hours or reduction of hours, I mean, we're not advocating for that because we think it's important to be there, and we do see patients every day that by being there, we're that much closer. But certainly there are opportunities if it becomes a problem.
I'd say your first few days of the fair, we were quite busy. You guys
Yeah.
were quite busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I happen to be the chief that worked the first day of the fair, and within 15 minutes during the opening ceremony, actually, we had 2 medical emergencies during the opening ceremony. So, I mean, and I think as the crowds get bigger, it's a great problem to have that the crowds are getting bigger and they're growing. But the days that you bring 20,000 or 25,000 people into a small area, it's like creating a new city. And
Right.
you don't have a city of 25,000 people without having chest pains and seizures and
Yeah.
people having too much beer and all of the things that become associated with
Right.
having a city of 25,000 people in the middle of August.
Sure. No, I mean, that's fine. I just wish we could have got it in budget season because our BOCC budget's pretty small. And so I don't know that we could cover 22 and 23 out of, the budget without going over. So, but we'll talk about that on Tuesday or whatever Tuesday you want to get it on the business meeting. And I can give you a couple avenues to get it on there. So,
Thank you.
yeah. Okay. Any other items that pertain to the agenda?
I was just going to update that our theme this year is Acres of Fun.
Oh.
It's the 18th through the 27th. We'll do the 10-day run again. That seems to be successful and working out well as far as keeping those crowds at a manageable capacity, I guess.
Okay.
Carnival admission all goes on sale January 1. We'll announce our first concert, the country concert, towards the end of January. So everything's starting to get locked down and it's pretty exciting.
Good. And the Duncans have our golden ticket.
Ticket,
And so,
lifetime admission.
yeah. So my daughter's very looking forward to that. So,
Thank you.
okay. Public comment. Nothing online, nothing in person. All right. 10:18 meeting adjourned. Thank you guys.
Yeah.